Good, happy Monday, lovely lights. I have had something that's been really heavy on my heart and in my life, and I just wanted to share it with you. So, no matter where you are in life, if you have been doing, say, you've been doing the same job for a long time, or say you haven't been doing it for a long time, but your heart is just not in it, and you know that it's good and it brings you income to your family and it's grown you into the person who you are today, that's wonderful. In our career paths or our journey in life, it's important to give gratitude, and say thank you, thank you so much. Like for me, thank you so much for this path of doing hair for 15 years. I've been a hairstylist for 15 years and it's been amazing. But as I just am on my journey in life, it just feels like there's new opportunities coming to me. And at first I was kind of pushing them away in fright and fear. Big fear of like, oh my gosh, I'm not even gonna make any money doing something different, because since I've been doing what I've been doing for so long, I make very good money, I make a good income. And it's a challenge to think about giving that up and starting fresh and then just not really having that. But amazingly enough, where I am in my life, my husband is in a space where he can support our family, which is scary for him and scary for me. And everything gets scary. Life gets scary. And we have all of these emotions of fear come up. Fear doesn't always mean that it's a bad thing. I think that when fear comes up, I think it's like a big indicator that we should just keep going. I'm feeling afraid and nervous, I should keep going. And I'm having this lovely yogi tea. And what is my quote? These always seem to steer me the right way. Happiness is actually an art of living which is in us. You can see that. Happiness is an art of living which is in us. Yes, and I wanted to do this new journey in life, and I've been writing a lot, writing for healing and writing for me and writing for people and sharing. And with me, I'm a Gemini. I guess I'm like this. I do definitely have this double personality. We all have two personalities. We all have our egoic self and then our actual self inside. A Gemini, I think I feel I'm a little bit stronger on that, and I'm a really brilliant thinker, and I'm an idea seeker. My mind just thinks all these ideas and I say them out loud. And my husband is more of this analytical, logical, have a plan and lay it out. And I'm more of this creative, I'm gonna paint a picture and I'm gonna write all of these books. And my husband finally, after being married, same amount of time I did hair for 15 years, is accepting of me. And it's pretty crazy. We have to have these huge, crazy blowouts that push our limits. And inside, sometimes I feel it's I don't know if, this being married thing, it's so hard. It would just be easier to just not be. Let's get real. Being married is so hard, and it's a challenge. But instead of just giving up on it, which I almost do sometimes in these moments of these big frustrations. And I don't know, there's just something still in me. I know my husband, he is one of my biggest teachers of this lifetime, and I feel like I am for him too. And he's just this blossoming, beautiful person. It's crazy. He's definitely he will seek to anger first, but that's just his way of processing it. And once he gets through it, he's just this beautiful thing underneath of it, who's really willing to do things under the surface of it, which is pretty amazing. And I don't even really know what I was talking about. Just willing to change and doing different things and not giving up. And when that fear and that anger tightens in on our body, as I was talking about, if you were listening, about not the seat of the soul, the untethered soul, how we all close our hearts. So in these situations, when you have these big kind of blowouts or eruptions in your relationship about wanting to change who you are. Like, you know, I want to change this, and then your partner's thinking, why would you change that? Or why would you give up this thriving career that you have to do something new that you don't know what's going to happen? And I don't know what's going to happen for this new venture that I'm taking, which is yoga. I think yoga is just learning how to become conscious and moving your body. What I really want to do, that I'm really trying to attract, is it's called yin and yang yoga, and it's a combination between qigong, which is this like ancient Chinese medicine healing, and yoga, because for me they both are like amazing, but I can't find, or I haven't found or attracted that into my life yet. I haven't found anything in Colorado, so if you know anything about that, let me know, and I would love to take training on that. And I'm not getting into this new venture to seek money, which is a challenge for me and for my husband. But the thing is with me, is I am so multifaceted that I still have these books. And I feel like with my husband, he feels when I start something new that I'm giving up on one thing. And this world, I think, that says you can only do one thing, and you have to get really good at that. And even some of my inspiring coaches and mentors say that. But for me, I don't believe that. I don't believe that we have to be one thing. I don't think that you have to define yourself as like either just like a hairstylist, a mother, a this, a that, a lawyer, a doctor. You could be a lawyer or a doctor. You could also be a lawyer, doctor who writes, who makes speeches, who paints amazing paintings, or has this fascination with art and likes to go to art shows, and you do all these one things. Life will become so heavy and overwhelming if you just become one thing. This world is so vast and huge. I don't believe that we were put here to think of and become only one thing. And I have to share this with you. It's Om So Hum mantra sung by a choir. And this beautiful picture, and the light keeps moving. I don't know if yeah, it's really moving. Do you see that? Beautiful light follows me everywhere. And don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to sometimes just be yourself and not put a bra on. If you're a man, wear your pajamas around. I used to think it was like such a bad thing to wear my cozy clothes around. Like, be yourself. It's okay to be yourself. Yes, where were we? I got stuck by this light. But we don't have to become one thing. For me, I feel like I got so, or life happens and I get so stuck in like, I have to play this role of being mom. And I can only be the mom. But life is moments, several moments. And so the moments when I'm with my children, I'm going to be the mom. And the moments when I'm feeling an inspired writer, I'm going to be my inspired writer. And the moments when I'm feeling really creative and I want to create art, I'm going to be that. But I don't have to like identify with that. I can just allow myself to just creatively flow and move through things. And it's okay. When I'm with my husband, I think, and with my husband sometimes I get so caught up in when I'm with him and I let situations overwhelm me, and I think it's too much. Like I feel like it's so hard to be the wife, it's so hard to be this, it's so hard, it's this challenge, hard. And that's one word I've really been working at, changing my programming to changing from the word hard to a challenge or an obstacle I need to overcome. So it's an obstacle I need to overcome to have better communication with my husband. And he's the type of person where at first he just like repels change and new things, but then he is like this beautiful blossoming butterfly that I like. In our relationship, it's like we have fallen in love and out of love, and I've always had love for him, but just like really becoming reconnected with him after being so separate from him for so many years, which is pretty crazy. And I'm saying this out loud, and it's okay. It's okay to admit that I don't have a perfect marriage or perfect relationship. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. We're not all perfect. all we can do is just do our best and just to try. Because I feel when my husband and I were doing the worst was we weren't trying. We were only being the voice inside of our head, the ego self, the mean person. Because the mean person isn't really you. You're not really a mean person. Like, are you? You know, you see some people and they're more serious and they always have a scowl and very pessimistic about things, and that's just a part of a personality that they've identified with inside. That's not who they really are. And I know even I become identified with personality traits that I have identified myself with. That's when I have to slow down, take a breath, open my heart up, because a lot of the times we close our heart up and then we just get locked up with all these like crazy emotions. But going back to, like, if you're feeling afraid of something, if there's like something in your life that has been pulling you in a new direction, it doesn't matter how old you are. I'm 34 and I don't see myself in the next 5 years, even 2 years, even 1 year maybe, still doing what I'm doing. I see myself on a new path, and it is scary to think of, like, I'm not gonna have this extra money, but then I need a release from that, because not oddly enough, the universe has attracted my husband into this new career role of being his own business owner, which was really scary at first for us, and now it's naturally flowing. And one of my affirmations that I say, because I believe that our thoughts become our reality, is, I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing mass quantities from multiple sources continuously. And I trust in the universe. I trust that everything is happening on its own perfect timing. I am safe in this world. And that's one thing that is pretty heavy to think of, like just releasing your financialness into the universe. Like, how could you ever do that? Well, you have to have faith, I feel like, in life. When I have been in my past most down moments, I had no faith. I had no belief systems. I was like I was drowning and trying to swim out of life. It gets very heavy. Yes. Sometimes I do get very scattery all over the place, and that's okay. Sometimes I do that. You do not have to be one thing. So what did we learn today? What have I learned for myself in this moment? I've learned to work through my challenges, stay true to my heart, and even when things get scary, I'm gonna pick myself up and dust myself off, and that it's okay. This was like a huge thing. It's okay for me to be different from other people. I'm not other people. I think for years I thought that I had to be like all the other hairstylists, and I had to be just, I don't know how to be this certain way. And not even then, maybe just like be like all the other moms, or I don't have to be like anybody but me. Like even my sisters, like I love them so much, and they're like my best friends, my biggest source of like support, but I don't have to be them. I don't have to be them for them to love me. Because the thing is when you're really yourself, the people who really love you will love you no matter how much you change, no matter what big ideas you have, no matter how unrealistic you think at first or they think they are. It doesn't matter. If whatever idea or new change in your mind sticks with you so deeply, you get like this like fiery feeling of like excitement, and you can't go one day without thinking about it. Like for me, it's like writing, reading. I have all of this stuff that happens every day. Meditating, writing, reading, art. Like these things are just part of who I am, and movement, and they make me feel whole and complete, and I can't let them all go. It's okay. Like just have to follow your heart and follow your intuition. Quiet down all those thoughts, the voices, all of the voice inside of our egoic head. Take a breath. Breathe deep. And then it doesn't all matter. And then you can just take one moment at a time. Drink this tea. Talk to you. Do the writing. When it comes time, be the mama. Do the laundry. Do the shopping. Whatever. Just let life flow to you naturally. I love you so much. And just keep loving yourself. I love you so much. Love, peace, and happiness.